Hello and welcome. I'm Kevin, and this is the Real Laptop Lifestyle. Now, today I will be talking about self-imposed limitations. So let's get straight into it. Now, a few years ago, I'm 63 now. Until I was about 60, I always had tremendous weight problems. In fact, more recently, I've noticed I've put some more weight back on here. And it was only when I was about 60 did I eventually find a way of losing weight easily, a fun way of losing weight. This is not a video about losing weight. I'm just trying to stress that there's always a way. And I started to lose weight. I got down to a very good weight for me. And I just started to put a little bit on around the jowls here. So I need to get started on it again, I think. Now, almost everyone has a self-imposed limitation. And that was my self-imposed limitation. For some reason, even though I helped other people with losing weight, I never seemed to be able to really lose it. I might lose a few pounds and put a few pounds back on again. It was always 2 steps forwards and 2 steps back, and that's how it was for me for many years. So I know how important overcoming some of these self-imposed limitations really are. Some of them are really important to you, and losing weight was to me. The strange thing is we can all overcome our self-imposed limitations, and this is what this video is about. It could be something which would dramatically improve your lifestyle. Most individuals, however, never escape their self-imprisonment, and that's exactly what it is, self-imprisonment. Now, you've arrived here today for a reason. So what is it you're stopping yourself from doing right now? Now, as this is the Laptop Lifestyle channel, it might be that you're trying to escape your job or find a new income stream that gives you freedom to live your life in the way you want, and you've not been able to do it so far. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to show you how to overcome such limitations. It's not going to be hard, but it's not going to be easy either. It's going to be a sort of in between. You're going to have to give it lots of effort. But if you follow this recipe, I promise you, you will escape and overcome all of your self-imposed limitations, whatever they are. It'll help you take your life from where you are right now, the position you are right now, to where you want to be, wherever that is. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show you how to get more very useful tips like this on a regular basis. Okay, so you're going to be able to achieve everything you ever desire if you follow this information. So let's get into it. Okay, just to fool you, I've moved over this side now. And the first thing we're going to look at are the inhibitors that stop you doing things. And it could be that you have low levels of self-esteem or low levels of self-confidence. A lot of people do, and it stops them overcoming that and escaping those jails. But I'm going to show you how to get out of this in just a little while. So you want to have a little notepad by the side of you. Avoid negative people. Now, negative people, they come in all shapes and sizes, and they can really damage your self-esteem, your levels of self-confidence. They'll make your enthusiasm, your objectives, your passion for anything evaporate quicker than water in a hot desert. So my advice is, whoever those negative people are, just avoid them, keep away from them. Unfortunately, some people go through life just thriving on negativity in many different ways. Now, if it's one of your family members or close friends, I'm sorry, it's really difficult, but you're going to have to learn how to switch off when they're around you, or avoid them as much as possible, because they'll go on damaging you if you don't. Now, you could be damaged by your family or friends, but they only mean well. They're only trying to help you and give you their advice, but sometimes it can be very off-putting. So at the end of the day, when you decide what it is you want, you should go for it. It's about you. Your life is about you, not other people. So be aware that family, friends can hold you back. Don't allow them to. One of the things that I heard a teacher at school once say was, she was explaining, she was a very nice lady, and I was quite young. I think I was in primary school, so I was probably 8 or 9, but I remember it ever so well what she said. She said, so why do we come to school? She said, well, people like us, we shouldn't aim too high in life. I couldn't believe it at the time, but we shouldn't aim too high in life. People like us should get jobs and become good citizens. So very often, thoughts and self-imposed limitations have been planted up here when you were younger. My parents, um, my father used to say, "We're working class." We were, and what a terrible thing. We're working class. So you didn't try that hard because, well, we can't get jobs in middle class or the upper class. How stupid. You can decide what class you want to belong to if there is such a thing as a class system anymore. You decide which class you want to belong to, how much money you want to make, and what you want to do. The choice is totally yours. You are the maker of your own destiny. You don't have to wait for what's going to come along. You choose. So it's not what you think you deserve or what you think you can achieve, even though other people might say that, but it's what you want. So what is it you want? This is all you need to know. Right now, all you need to know is what you want, and we'll leave the how. You'll achieve it till later on. Now, this also can be a very big inhibitor. People think, yeah, I'd like to do this. I want this. And immediately they have this opposing thought. They go, how am I going to achieve it? I want this. And they can't figure it out there and then. And for that reason, their enthusiasm goes through the floor. So leave the how until later on. You can have anything you want, virtually anything you want. Are you prepared to pay the price for getting it? What are you going to give up? We'll come to that in just a little while. So first what, then how. Another very, very big reason, in fact, I'd say the main reason that most people fail and they have self-imposed limitations, is they have a lack of clearly defined goals and objectives. Now, goals are so important. I'll be speaking about them more as we go forward. Your goals and objectives need to be worked on consistently, because your goals and objectives will actually grow into your plans for the future. And it gets easier and easier and easier and easier. And you get more and more enthusiastic and more positive about making them happen. The passion really kicks in. So those are just a few of the inhibitors or self-imposed limitation inhibitors. Facts. My voice went up quite high then. Facts. Okay. You can do virtually anything if you put your mind to it. Seriously, you can do virtually anything. At 63 years old, it's unlikely I would become an astronaut or a ballet dancer or a world class boxer. So you've got to sort of accept what you can't change and change what you can't accept. So I couldn't become an astronaut, but that's fairly simple to work that one out. So I could accept that fact, but there's other things I could do, and I could change myself to make it happen. So change what you can't accept and accept what you can't change. You can do virtually anything you put your mind to. You can do so much more than you ever imagined. This thing up here is the most powerful thing in the world, and you're at the center of it. This is the center of your universe. You can do anything. Have you ever thought how you dream or how you visualize things? You can make whole movies happen in your mind. You can include yourself. You can make them play out how you want. You can compose music and see orchestras playing. This is a powerful tool you have here. So let's learn how to use it. So you can do so much more. Don't restrict yourself. But any sort of change starts with a decision. You have to make a decision. Remember, it's about what you want. We'll be coming to that again in a moment. So let me ask you a question. If you knew what you wanted, or that you could do anything without possibility of failure, how long would it take to get started? Not long. Well, please go on board here, because you can do anything without possibility of failure. So what is it you'd like to do? Most jails are simply mental procrastination and of your own choosing. Most jails are people saying, I can't do it up here. And so they procrastinate. They don't. I once heard somebody say, I think it was me, for a long time when I was younger, I was very inconfident. And for a long time, I didn't believe that I could. So I didn't. Then one day, something changed up here and I believed I could. And shortly afterwards, I did. And that's the same with most things in life. You can do anything. Excuse me, glass is falling down, and an itch. Okay. So just remember that most jails are simply mental procrastination of your own choosing. Now, there's always a way. Always a way. In fact, there's always many ways of doing everything. You just have to find them. Make a positive commitment and you will begin to find them. I would suggest that you make a commitment on paper. Write down to yourself, I'm going to do this. I'll do everything I can, and put it somewhere that you can see it. So make a positive statement, a commitment. So those are the facts. Where do you get started? Well, it's quite simple. It all begins with belief. Whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're going to be right. This was coined by the great car giant Henry Ford, and he was right. Whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you are going to be correct. So if you don't believe in yourself right now, then we have to do something about it. And this is where the work starts. You really need to believe in yourself. So just decide what it is you want to do. Remember, no one's going to be looking over your shoulder when you do this. It all goes on in here, although I do suggest that you make notes as you go along. So on a scale of 1 to 10, decide what it is you want to do and ask yourself a question. How confident am I that I can do that? Now, if you're less than an 8 or you're 7 or 6 or lower, guess what? You're not going to do it. You seriously are not going to do it. So we have to go to work on building our beliefs, our self-confidence, and we'll do that right now. I believe that you should be an 11 on a scale of 10. If you're absolutely certain, you're 90% of your way to success. So you need to be able to get it right up here. When you believe it, you will make it happen. How to make it happen? Well, I gave you one way a few minutes ago. We've got a great tool up here. We can create whole movies in our heads. So I suggest that you visualize. You can do a couple of things. You can make a success photo, decide what it is you want to do. And by the way, you can have lots and lots of different success photos. I'm using them all the time and interchanging them. So you could make just an image of your successful achievement of your objective, whatever it might be, but then see yourself in that picture, make it as big as you can, and see yourself happy and smiling and as colorful as possible. You'll keep changing it, I promise, but if you can bring that to mind and look at it for a second or two, or as long as possible, it's going to start making you feel good inside. Those feelings are really important. So you need to have a success image, at least one. Bring it to mind often, because we move towards the things we think about most. So think about it. Better still, make a movie. Now, every night as you're going to sleep, as you wake up, you dream and you visualize. And you have huge talents at doing this already. So exactly the same as your success image, make a success video. You might have more than one. The interesting thing is they're progressive. As you learn more, as you go forward, your feelings change a little bit, your knowledge change a little bit, and you'll change the video accordingly. And the more you watch them, the more you'll feel good about it, the more you'll be working it out and planning it in your head. So visualization is a tremendous process that you could use to help yourself go forward. Use affirmations. What is an affirmation? Well, as the name implies, you are affirming that you can do something. Now, I used to say my affirmations out loud. I really did. But my family already think I'm balmy. You can see I'm a bit off the walls anyway. So they think I'm really balmy. So I'm not allowed to do affirmations out loud. So I say them in the privacy of my own mind. So if I had an affirmation that I was going to be successful, yours could be anything, by the way. I'm just going to give you a guide here. You could use one affirmation that might be, I'm going to be successful. I'm going to be successful. I'm going to be successful. And you keep saying the same thing over and over in the privacy of your mind. Now, you could say it thousands of times a day. And by the way, the more you say it, the more you'll start to believe it. But it's the way you say it. I'm going to be successful won't be very good for you. But if you're really kind of beating your chest and I'm going to be successful, I really am, I'm going to be successful, or even if there's no one about, put your head back, close your eyes, look up, breathe in deeply and say it, it's going to make you feel really good. You're going to start feeling really positive. And those feelings are what are important. So use affirmations a lot. Now, you might decide to use a whole series of affirmations. That's what I do. So I'm going to be successful. Tomorrow, I'm going to be more successful than I am today. Other people notice I'm successful. I will notice I'm successful. I'm going to have lots of ideas tomorrow. So many ideas, I'm going to be overwhelmed by them. And by the way, when you start making statements like this and you start really believing them, they start to happen. So I would suggest that you use affirmations as much as possible in the privacy of your mind and just watch how they work, because they do work. And if they don't work, you're not doing them properly. You're not doing them with conviction. What next? The freedom tools. Okay, I know the lighting's changed. I had to come back. As I was recording this last bit, my daughter rang me and I stopped the video, spoke to her. After speaking to her for a while, I came back and thought I completed the video. I didn't. I didn't record it. So I've had to come back and re-record this last section. So sorry if it's inconsistent with the rest of it. It's now getting on a bit and it's gone dark, really dark. And I'm not going to bother to put the lights on because you can see me. Okay, so freedom tools. Hard work is essential, and consistent work is essential. So make sure that you're prepared to put some effort in, because if you've got self-imposed limitations, you're not going to get rid of them unless you're prepared to give it some effort. Now, it's not going to be difficult, it's not going to be hard, but it's not going to be easy either. You've got to be consistent, you've got to keep working at it. You also need to take daily action, not just Monday to Friday or once this week and once next week. You need to do it every day. If it's really worth getting rid of, something you want to overcome, something you want to master, give it a bit of time each and every day. If it's 10 or 15 minutes, just put that time on one side and you'll have momentum working on your side. You will start working forwards. Now, I did mention goals. I don't think I mentioned how you write a goal. It's very simple. Make a list of everything that you want to achieve. And I mean everything, not just a few things, everything. And list them out one above the other, like this. Okay. And keep putting the most important to the top. This is why I suggest you use a tool like Evernote, because you can copy and paste them, or even a mind map like this. Look what I could do. I could just take this one here and move it to the top. Now, there's a lot of free mind maps about, so you could use all kinds of tools. And mind map would be very good. Now I'm going to put it back in the right place. Okay, we're there. So write your goals out. You might end up with dozens of them. This is not a one-off process. This is ongoing every day of your life. And it will make a difference because it will give you so much. It's going to take you from where you are now to where you want to be in life. Let me say it again. It's going to take you from where you are now to where you want to be in life. So write your goals out in bullet point. And then when you've done that, and keep adding to them, by the way, at any time, then the next thing you have to do is write them out in fine detail. Make them as long as you like, make them juicy, put lots of emotion in there. Make sure you enjoy them. Only you're going to see them, but make them nice and long and keep reprioritizing them. What is most important, put it at the top, because that's the goal you're going to have to work on. And as they get bigger, they turn into plans. They go from what you want to how you're going to achieve it. And your goals are your route map to success. Now, the one thing I do suggest you do with your goals is write down why you want it. You write down why you want it and be honest with yourself and what difference it's going to make to your life, and also what difference not getting it will make to your life. I promise you, those goals are going to priority, are really going to jump about. So it's really important to know why you want this. The words that you use are really important. They're important to your subconscious mind. You see, your subconscious mind is your best friend. It's helping you. And when you say the things you're going to do or you want to do, guess what? It starts sending you ideas. It starts filtering for you. But when you say, I can't do that, well, it switches off. It's not helping you at all. So it's not so much, I can't do that, as you probably don't want to do that, or you've never tried. But to put it in positive terms, you wouldn't say, I can't do that. You say, I haven't learned how to do that yet. I will shortly. I'm concentrating on mastering that right now. Now, not only are you speaking to your subconscious mind, a lot of the time you'll be speaking to other people. Have you ever noticed the negative language that people use? I can't do this, I can't do that. it's not really very good. You need to be positive all the time, especially with words. And everybody likes somebody who's I can, I will, no problem. They love that sort of person. So that is just if, a quick way of earning brownie points. Use positive words. Listen to yourself and listen to the words of others. One of the things I really hate, I wasn't going to say this, but I'm going to. I had it happen this afternoon. I was speaking to a young man and I asked him a question. He goes, well, to be honest, to tell you the truth. And I had to say to him, well, aren't you normally honest? Don't you usually tell the truth? And you, oh, what do you mean? Well, you just told me to be honest. That implies that you're not normally honest. It's a terrible thing to say. If you say things like that, break the habit, get out of it, because people like me are going to go, oh, you're not being honest. You might lose a sale. You might lose a friend. Use words wisely. Think outside the box. Right now, your thinking's here. Make it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Why? Well, when you start thinking outside the box, when you start doing something every day, when you start stretching yourself a little bit, your self-esteem is going to rise. Your self-confidence is going to go through the roof. So this is why you need to start mentally stretching yourself on a daily basis. So the thing you have to do now is take action. Little results, big action, big results. Do you have any questions or comments? If you have comments, write them down below. Also questions, make them clear, make them understandable, and I will get in there and answer them for you. Okay, so please do that. Also, I'd like you to help me now. I have a couple of requests. If you like this video, would you please click on the big blue thumbs up below? If you didn't like it, the thumbs down. Prefer the thumbs up. And also, please subscribe to this channel. You'll see a big red button below and a bell. Now, this really helps me, but what does help me is it helps me help you. Because when you come into your channel, by clicking the bell, I'll keep you notified and you'll immediately be told I've made X amount of videos, and you'll give you the title. So if you see ones that you're interested in, you can come straight over rather than having to dig about for them. So this is one way of keeping up to date and getting lots more money-making information. Another way, perhaps the best way, is to join my profit-generating email list. Immediately below this video, you are going to find a link which will take you through to this page. If you click on the subscribe button, it's going to give you a choice of ask you 4 things. It's going to say how much money do you want to make from working for yourself, from opening your own laptop lifestyle. This means that I can keep you very accurately updated. So please click on that. And I look forward to speaking to you again very shortly, perhaps in one of my emails or maybe even in the next video. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your consideration. Bye-bye for now.